Well, my goodness, it was a busy day in Augusta. Lawmakers reviewing dozens of bills for a second time, thanks to a long list of vetoes by Governor LePage. Hello, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Christina Rex. The governor vetoed about 3 dozen bills last week alone, extending a special session that cost taxpayers an estimated $40,000 a day.
Now, we can't get through all 40-plus bills right this second, but here's an update on a few that had a lot of you talking on social media. First up, Medicaid expansion. The governor's veto is sustained. That means the state will not designate $60 million to expand coverage to more than 70,000 Mainers, and lawmakers will have to come up with another plan that could get better approval.
Second, a bill regulating your electric providers is now the law. The emergency bill, created after controversy surrounding CMP billing, received an overwhelming majority in both the House and the Senate. This law makes it possible for company shareholders to pay for state investigations rather than ratepayers. It also establishes a system for regulating electric meters.
All right, up next, lawmakers overrode the veto on medical marijuana. This future law will now allow patients to use marijuana if a doctor deems it medically beneficial for any reason.
And fourth, a bill to ban conversion therapy in Maine has died. The governor vetoed the bill to ban the controversial therapy for LGBT people, and the legislature sustained that veto. Now, just 2 more, I promise, 2 more bills that could affect your taxes, dealing with Maine's county jails. Now, the legislature overrode 2 vetoes by the governor in order to provide state funding for the jails. These bills and the vetoes that followed created some tension between Maine's sheriffs and Maine's governor, causing the majority of the sheriffs to show up at the State House today.
The state makes a lot of decisions that I have to accept, and they don't want to pay for it. That's a problem.
A veto by Governor LePage, bringing more than half of Maine's sheriffs to the State House, pleading for money to fund Maine's jails.
This is crucial because this affects all 15 jails.
The jails are funded partially by state money, and the rest is covered by your property taxes. Governor LePage vetoed a bill to provide additional state funding, saying the jails have been, quote, financially mismanaged for years, adding they assume the state will bail them out by providing additional state funding to fix a county problem, an accusation that Cumberland County Sheriff Kevin Joyce doesn't take lightly.
The fact that he accused the jails, I take personal offense on that because we scrub as many numbers as we possibly can.
He says without the extra funding, he will not be able to run the Cumberland County Jail.
I've saved as many erasers and rulers and paper as I can. Really now we're down to people, and I can't cut any more people than I've got.
The legislature sided with the sheriffs Monday, overriding the governor's vetoes. Now those funding bills will become law. Sheriff Joyce hopes this will be a step towards more cooperation between the state and its county jails.
You know, we don't like coming up here and graveling for money. And the first day that I don't have to come up here and ask for money, it would be a good day.
He says more collaboration between county sheriffs, jail administrators, and lawmakers could lead to better reform and less taxpayer dollars spent.
We get really excited about locking people up. That's called the tough on crime. What we're trying to instill is you got to get smart on crime, because every person who gets locked up has a dollar figure assigned to that lockup. And every day that that person stays in jail is just another dollar figure added onto that.
Now, Sheriff Joyce says that he plans to request a roundtable discussion in November once new legislators and a new governor are elected.
Yeah, he wants to sit all the players down, sheriffs, lawmakers, probation, attorneys, and more, to get priorities to set those straight for corrections. For more on the bills and the vetoes passed today in Augusta, we know it's a lot, but you can visit our website and our mobile apps and watch News Center Maine at 5:30 and 6 right after this.
Do not forget that. Do not forget that the humidity also gave us a break over the weekend, finally, but now we got some possible wet stuff on the way.
Ooh, Kate Carson joins us now.
Tomorrow we have some rain, but overall it's been really dry. And last week was epic, right, for a lot of people who took the week off. Lee?
I was here. Hey, brother, I was here Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, you were here.
Yeah, that's sorry. Right. Nice try.
Swing
and a miss.
I knew you missed some joke that could have been told by you. I think that was Thursday.
Swing and a miss.
90 in Sanford, 91 in Freiburg, 83 in Portland, and 88 in Lewiston. These are high temperatures today. So another hot day, although humidity was lower, the dew point was lower, so it didn't feel uncomfortable in most spots at least. Current temperature is still 90 in Freiburg, 89 in Sanford, 82 in Portland, most of us in the 80s with the exception of Rockland and Bar Harbor. Here are are the dew points. In general, anything over 60, you'll notice the humidity, at least over northern New England, where the tolerance to humidity is lower. Over 70 is oppressive, and we were in the upper 70s for dew points late last week, in the middle of the week there. So that was part of the problem and how humid it felt. Look at the satellite, though. Nice and clean. You have to go back into Quebec to see some clouds. That's our next storm system, but as you can see, it's relatively weak. Just a couple of showers and thunderstorms. That'll move through tomorrow afternoon. As it does so, the humidity, though, building through the first half of the day. So tomorrow is a humid day. Temperatures in the 80s and some low 90s before we pop off these showers and thunderstorms. They'll be scattered in nature. Some heavy downpours in them as they drive to the coast 5, 6 o'clock. Should have them out of here by 9 or 10 o'clock at the latest. And after that, it will clear out and cool down a bit. Overall, guys, forecast relatively straightforward. We do, though, have a tropical system off the coast of the Atlantic we have to talk about. We'll do that in a few minutes.
Can't wait to talk about a tropical system.
I want to talk about the tropical system's name. I don't like the name, but we can argue about that later on.
It's very simple.
Okay, we'll get back to Keith eventually. There are a few things, if any, that tug at your heartstrings, quite like hearing of a sick child, especially when it involves cancer.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. It has to be the absolute worst. Now, there's a group right now that's pushing to get some financial support for not just research, but for families that are in need as well.
Those license plate would be life-changing to our children, our families, our Maine Children's Cancer Program Hospital.
Sarah Ruhlman's daughter was diagnosed with cancer when she was just 26 months old. Sarah is part of a group actively working towards raising money that would directly benefit childhood cancer research and families in Maine. According to the National Cancer Institute, Maine ranks 6th in the nation for the number of kids under the age of 15 who get some type of cancer.
We have a dog named Brady.
Haley Stewart of Bethel battled cancer for 5 years. Before she passed away last September at the age of 10, she and her mom Tabitha designed the license plate, a plate that would contribute up to $200,000 a year to research and helping families in Maine if at least 2,000 people pre-register before July of next year.
He's like, we're giving you 2 years, and I was like, oh, we'll have it done in 6 months, and we can't even come close. And we only have a year left.
People agreeing that something needs to be done to cure childhood cancer is easy. Getting them to help do something about it, not so much.
It's just one of those things that people don't want to talk about. It's scary. So try living in our shoes. You know, I mean, it's so important for us cancer parents and families to let people know it's okay to talk about, but we need funding, we need research, we need awareness.
There's only 17 states that have them. And none of them go to research. They all go to DOT or a nonprofit within that state. This will probably be the first research license plate.
Just so there's no confusion, there is a Barbara Bush Children's Hospital license plate that's been approved, but kids who spend time there suffer from all kinds of ailments, not just cancer. For more information on the specialty license plates, just go to haleyhugs.org. We also posted a link where you can find that under the Now section of our website. Alrighty, the long and just really hard mission of retrieving a team of Thai soccer players from a cave underground looks like it could finally be seeing some actual light at the end of that tunnel.
Well, of the status of those boys when News Center Now continues. I'm so sorry.
You're doing great. Lydia, she's our man. No.
Really good
Lydia.
try. Really close. Yep, close. Okay, I need to find.
All right.
I need to
face
find
of
News
the
Center
book.
Maine. I haven't even gone on Facebook yet.
What
Where
is
are you
going
guys?
on, kids? Thank you, Dennis. We love that you watch. It's good to have you. It's good to have you here. Tammy and Deborah. Me too. I'm getting one too.
What are you getting?
One of those license plates. That for the story that we just ran.
Nice.
But anyway, if you want to get more information, it's Haley Hugs, H-A-I-L-E-Y, haleyhugs.org. If that's hard, which is not a problem, there is a link on our website. You can just go to the Now section of our website, and you'll find the story. You'll see the link. You click there, it takes you right to it, tell you how it works. So,
Randy says,
anybody who
come to
wants one,
Canada for pot.
Okay.
We will keep that in mind, Randy. Thank thank you.
Well, and there's a wildfire in Quebec right now. And,
Oh, a lot of Canada.
And northern Maine's getting some haze and some smoke.
Ooh, Sue, can you send us
marijuana.
pictures? Maybe it's the marijuana.
Maybe it's marijuana, please.
We're starting rumors now.
What's up, Carrie?
Michael says having referendums is a ridiculous joke. Michael, tell us what you mean.
Yes, Mark. I am a multi-millionaire. If all you need is an iPhone to be rich, I am a multi-millionaire. Yet, ironically, can't pay my cell phone bill.
Yeah, I'm very rich too. I have 2
That's
iPhones.
pretty cool. I have all these phones, I can't pay the bill.
Oh,
So
charming.
are we going someplace?
Yeah, to the monitor.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to the monitor.
We're leaving. But not you. You guys can come with us.
Lee, do you know where I wasn't today?
Here, I'm moving over here.
Do you know where I wasn't? I wasn't at the beach, and it was all I could think about as I was driving in the beautiful sun. I need a good soaking rain down here in York County, Brad says. Okay, Brad. I think Keith will deliver.
Keith is here for you.
Taking weather requests now.
I'm all over it, man. Carson in 2022? Come on. I'm going to be your campaign manager.
You know a lot of people.
Oh, I'm really itchy.
8 of the 12 boys that are trapped in a flooded labyrinth cave system in far northern Thailand are safe and recuperating in a hospital after just another 4 were brought out by divers on the second day of what is a very high-stakes rescue operation.
Now, the boys brought out of the dark, winding cave today are, quote, safe and conscious. NBC's Bill Neely has an update for us in Thailand.
Another successful day here. 4 more children freed after a long journey through that cave complex. They've been taken to the hospital and they are now being looked after by medical staff. The 4 boys who were freed yesterday have already been asking doctors for their favourite food. That's been refused because medically they're just not up to that right now. And they are very hopeful of getting the final 5, that's 4 boys, and the assistant coach out tomorrow. The rescue today took less time than yesterday. Tomorrow it may take longer. The divers are also tired because the same 18 divers that have been at it for the last 2 days will go in once again tomorrow. One diver we spoke to said the major problems, tiredness and complacency after yesterday's success and perhaps today's. They just need to be careful that they're not complacent tomorrow, because complacency can kill divers. It can also kill weakened boys. Bill Neely, NBC News, Northern Thailand.
Now, the boys have been missing since June 23rd. They were only found 7 days ago. Now, this rescue operation, unsurprisingly, is not at all a simple one.
No, check out what the divers are doing to get them out of here. The boys have to wear full face scuba masks, wetsuits, boots, helmets. They don't have to carry their own tanks, though. Instead, they receive air from the Navy divers' tanks. Divers guide them through the cave using a system of fixed ropes. They have oxygen tanks placed along the path just in case of emergency.
Can you even imagine?
Miraculous, this whole effort.
Right, they're already probably weak and they have to swim out now. Crazy. Anyway, coming up, the break from the humidity was nice, but not gonna last, I guess.
Keith will have our full forecast coming up for the rest of Wasted. What is going on there? My goodness. Good trader.
Oh, he's a bully.
Shots fired at Griswold.
How long did that take you?
Shots fired. What just happened? I cannot be a party to this, as he was my former weekend anchor for many years.
Let's talk to our friends on the Facebook and
I will
YouTube.
not be a part of that tomfoolery. What's up, Carrie? Tammy, good for you. I wish I had no iPhone. I want them to bring back like the Razr. I loved the Razr. That's the best phone I ever had. A Razr flip phone. You guys at home are seeing a preview of what's to come. It looks like it's almost double D time. the digital diva.
I was just going to say,
Bum, bum,
what did you just say?
The digital diva.
I was like, wait, what? It took me a second
with
to
you guys?
process.
The digital diva's in the house. Let's go.
I'm just saying that's not usually where you hear that acronym. We will be discussing this off camera later.
I'm definitely not. I'm still confused. Digital diva.
You're so
Perfect.
innocently. It's beautiful.
What? I'm saying.
Do it for the kids. All 15 of them.
Oh my gosh. Come on now. Come on. Yeah, we could use a little rain. I mean, I don't love it when it rains, but if it's going to rain and it rains on a Tuesday, I can live with that. The company is partnering with Citi Retail Services and MasterCard after ending its relationship with Barclays and Visa. The card offers reward points on purchases and free monogramming on LL Bean purchases. It'll also offer free shipping on all LL Bean purchases, which eliminates that $50 threshold for the other customers, which is nice.
Existing cardholders will be issued new credit cards with those upgrades. CEO Steve Smith said the new card offers a better value that'll help welcome new customers to share in our passion for the outdoors.
All right, so Maine's locked into a legal battle with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and pair of American Indian tribes about the way that clean water standards are applying in and around tribal lands.
Yeah, Maine is arguing in this lawsuit that the EPA is imposing heightened water quality standards in the tribal areas. The state argues an EPA decision about the subject should be vacated because it exceeds the agency's authority and is not based on scientific evidence.
The issue also has raised some concerns of Maine's forest products and paper industries because clean water standards play a role in industry's ability to discharge material into rivers. The legal dispute is expected to stretch all the way into next year. A flight crew sprung into action over the weekend to save a four-legged life in the air. 3-year-old French bulldog Darcy was struggling to breathe on a JetBlue flight from Florida to Massachusetts. Her gums and her tongue were turning blue.
2 flight attendants brought her an oxygen mask along with water and ice to soothe her. Darcy's owner says she's now doing fine and publicly thanked the attendants for their attention and help through a letter she posted to Facebook.
Katie Ortiz here, back in the saddle for Social Stop. Now, most of us have seen a sweet Beamer once upon a time, or a really nice Mercedes in our travels and thought, wow, that person must be pretty loaded. Time for some perspective, friends. If you have an iPhone, someone's for sure looking at you thinking you're rich. A new study, according to Business Insider, says an iPhone is the #1 indicator of wealth. Now, the data comes from the National Bureau of Economic Research. They say they found owning an iPhone gave researchers a nearly 70% chance of accurately predicting the iPhone owner has a high income. Yeah, I see you shaking your head at home saying, I wish. I'm with you. In this case, a high income is any wage in the top 25%. Now, the iPad was the second most likely indicator of wealth, followed by using Verizon Wireless and owning an Android phone. Now, these days, iPhones cost anywhere between $350 to more than $1,000. Now, back in 1992, the #1 indicator Grey Poupon mustard. Can you believe that?
I was probably rich then.
How
too.
bougie is your sandwich if you have Grey Poupon? 2004, 3 years before the first iPhone, #1 indicator, Land O'Lakes butter.
Okay,
so
I'd be a
check
lot
your
more
fridge. You might be
talking
rich.
about butter and
Yes.
Dijon, to
I
be
have
honest.
way more butter in my house than iPhones.
Yeah, definitely.
Although that
So
might not be true.
This research to me is super interesting because it gives, clearly there's a mentality that Apple is bougie and anything else is less than, when the costs are pretty similar.
Oh, very similar to
So
smartphones in general.
It's so funny that, you know, Apple is like,
Perception is not always reality.
it's not.
Speaking of, Keith's
Sorry, I was
here.
in the almanac over there. You know, I had a thought about that and I just lost it completely.
that happens with old age and
This-
dad stuff.
It was about old age. The #1 indicator
Shocking.
of a certain age is if you use an iPad to type an email. That should have been in there
Mom
too.
does that.
with 2 fingers though, right?
That's
like
so
this.
cute.
So do my parents.
Back to the weather.
Into the weather. All right, warm today, but not overwhelmingly hot in most spots. Currently still 90 in Freiburg, 82 in Portland, 89 in Sanford. Dew points are on the highish side. As I said, over 60 people tend to notice dew points over New England at least. You go farther south, there's more of a tolerance for that. But we're not in the dew points in the mid-70s, upper 70s like we saw late last week. So a little sticky, but nothing crazy. And beautiful day out there visually, all sunshine across the entire state. You have to go back into Canada here to see any cloud cover, and that won't move in until mid tomorrow morning, with some showers and thunderstorms moving in tomorrow afternoon. Before we get to that though, I want to show you Chris, Tropical Storm Chris here, that looks pretty good on the satellite, and it will be making a brush by the eastern seaboard and affecting us a bit. Nothing major. We'll show you the track and the impacts in a moment. Hour forecast showing temperatures relatively comfortable through tonight. A little warmish, but nothing crazy here. By tomorrow morning, we're in the 60s in most spots. Some clouds tomorrow morning. Showers and thunderstorms, though, largely concentrated during the afternoon. Now keep in mind there will be a couple of stray showers earlier in the day, but I think the vast majority is afternoon. The thunderstorms drive towards the coastline here 4, 5, 6 o'clock and then move offshore by 9 or 10. Could have some heavy downpours in a few of those showers and thunderstorms, but I don't expect any of them will be strong or severe. All right, here's Tropical Storm Chris, and each one of these lines indicates a computer model forecast of where this storm will go. And this is pretty classic in that if this was a high-stakes Cat 4 hurricane, they'd be shotgunned all over the place. But they all agree that the storm is well out to sea. But you do notice it makes a pass close to Maine Wednesday night, Thursday. All that does for us is maybe a little coastal cloudiness, but more so some big swells out there and stronger rip currents through Thursday morning. I don't think it'll be a crazy good beach day on Thursday, so that's a positive, but there will be some big waves out there and some swells out over the open ocean. Overall, summer doing its thing though. I get kind of bored in these patterns. Nobody cares because the weather's just nice, but some showers maybe again on Saturday. Sunday looks decent, as does Monday. There is a little swing possibly, guys, as to whether or not the weekend is warm or hot. Either we're in the low 80s, one model has us back into the mid 90s again though, so
Okay,
somewhere
Tropical
in
Storm
there.
Chris though, can we talk about that?
It's
Chris?
so straightforward.
It's the one syllable thing. Like, just
You
you
don't
feel
like
like it
that.
should be more than one syllable. If it was Christopher, I go, okay, well that makes sense.
Right.
But like, it's just Chris.
No, not even. I just want something a little spicier than Chris.
Well, Chris will come back around because they only retire the names if it does some damage, and this storm won't do any.
Okay, so
we're
we'll
gonna
see
get
another
Chris
Chris.
See
again.
Chris again at
Chris
some
We'll
point.
also see
squared.
Chris Costa
Remember
tomorrow.
Chris Stoble? That was an
True.
interesting one.
Chris Kringles, good
Chris,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Chris Christopherson.
Good talk. Anyway.
Okay, so foxes. Everybody's talking about foxes
Seriously.
in our state. They're getting a bad rap right now because, well, good reason. Lots of rabid fox attacks in the Brunswick area.
Okay, so while the rabid fox sightings and attacks should be taken very seriously, it's very important to remember foxes are also very cute when they are far away and in pictures. Take a look at these little guys. While this might look like these young gray fox kits are just having some fun, they're also building important skills. This video is from Katrina Amaral near the Rachel Carson National Wildlife Refuge in Wells. So cute.
Katrina, good name for a tropical storm as well.
Yes.
Okay, this is not stormy. This is very calm and very relaxing. It's Cindy Williams with
Here
a
she
look at
is.
what's coming up at 5:30. Hey, Cindy.
I wondered where you were going with that.
So did I. So did I.
Wow. All right, thank you. We got a lot more news coming up on News Henry at 5:30. It's one of the most popular spots in Bridgeton, and it is absolutely deserted right now. We're talking about a beach in Bridgeton, which has been closed ever since more than a dozen people got sick after swimming there last week. The town is testing to see what is in that water. Well, today Maine lawmakers have upheld Governor LePage's veto on Medicaid expansion, but they went against the governor on a number of other big issues. Don Kerrigan is in Augusta for us. He's going to run down the day. That's all ahead in the next half hour. Back to you.
All right, Cindy, thank you very much. Now we'll be right back.
All righty.
Guys, I know it's Monday, but we're like a little goofy today. Sorry about that. Feels like Friday.
Not sure what's going on here.
Feels like Friday.
It's a lot of tomfoolery. What's up? Sylvia from Casco. Casco is a beautiful town. Deborah, very beautiful day. I would totally agree. Yeah, everybody's looking for those rains. Don't forget, kids, for those of you who went to that website or you need information on license plates, it's HaileyHugs.org. Hailey.
Can I find out what everyone did over the holiday and over the weekend? Can you guys write on Facebook and YouTube and tell me? I want to know. I'll start. I went to the lake with my family in New Hampshire. Went to a Keith Urban concert.
What?
Came back to Maine. Went to a Lake Street Dive concert. It was very concert filled.
Was
Yeah.
Was Nicole Kidman there?
So good. What'd you say?
Was Nicole Kidman there?
No.
Yeah.
Well, at least she didn't come out if she was.
Yeah, okay.
But
don't care anymore.
The only, do you want us to come there, or the only country singer with an Australian accent?
Right. I like a couple of his songs. I think.
You know.
It's not one of my faves.
It's gonna be a long hot summer. Doesn't catch
oh
it.
Boy.
What?
Did he do his duet with Carrie Underwood, even though Carrie Underwood wasn't there?
No, but he did that duet. The one that's normally with Miranda Lambert. Back when that song was a song that you sing along without thinking about you. Do you know that one? And Kelsey Ballerini, who is his opener, sang it with him. Anyway, guys, what'd you do? Tell me. Do we need those? No, we're done.
Hey, yeah.
What are we learning about?
Just bring it up on airplane. Just scroll down. We're gonna talk about it.
Is this going to be a surprise for all of us?
This is one of my easier ones.
Oh.
Is this it?
No quizzes today.
Sad.
Okay. Still thought you were like. Hey. Don't move.
Thanks, Dad.
You're all caught up there. With
Caught up.
Cereal with your.
Dad's gonna dad.
Your
what?
Your mugshot ID number.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, you guys can interject then. It's a little bit longer than I want it.
Longer than you need it to be? Great,
Yeah,
we'll
we can
chat.
Stretch it out, yeah. You can do that. All right, so we thought that last week was warm, and it was. And
It
at
was.
one point, we had a low of 77 in Portland, which was pretty crazy to get for low temperature.
I don't have air conditioning, so it was pretty
yeah,
crazy.
We discussed this
Yeah.
before, and you're like barred from doing it or something. It sounds illegal. You should do a story on that. Anyways, they just set a world record for warmest low temperature in Oman. 42 degrees Celsius, which doesn't sound so bad. 108.7 degrees Fahrenheit for your overnight low.
Oh, no.
A couple of things about this. One, you think of deserts typically as being warm during the day but coolish at night. Like, people who haven't been to Vegas don't realize that. I've heard people say, I want to go to Vegas in January. I'm like, it's kind of chilly there at night. The thing with this particular city, and I didn't even attempt the pronunciation here.
Go for it. Come on, we have time.
Nope.
It's
good.
Kiryat.
Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Say it with confidence. That's all that matters.
No,
okay.
I feel like he's right.
So because it's near the water, and the water temperature there is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, it keeps the humidity relatively high for an area that's otherwise a desert. That's why they were able to stay warm overnight, because typically when it's dry, temperatures drop. If we scroll down here a little bit, Chelsea, I think also the other thing that occurred here was they went 51 hours over 110 degrees in a row. So again, you've got that one low temperature. See, the surface temperature is there, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. To give you some perspective, when we thought we were basking in the water recently in Maine, it was 63 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. So I just thought that was really interesting. Now, of course, places like this have cooling in general, but
also-
90-degree water.
Right.
Yes.
That's like borderline hot tub.
you can get that sometimes in the Gulf of Mexico on the west coast of Florida.
90-degree salt water too. That's got to be so weird.
Yeah, it's actually not refreshing at all. But
Right.
anyways, I thought that was cool in light of the fact that we just had 77 and we're like, wow, 77!
hot.
And it was
Yeah.
108 degrees.
Is it highly populated there?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
It's a busy place.
I feel sad for them.
All right, so now we feel better. We feel cooler. We're
I
good.
feel cool all of a sudden.
See, it's not that bad.
Also cool. New Center Maine at 5:30. Which
Starts.
starts right now. That was a Lindsay segue by me.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.